Fair enough. Let's go and put this on the starting soon screen. Anyone in the chat have any requests when we come back for what we should look at? Give me something to work with, gentlemen. All I've got at the moment is a map. Welcome back, Pete.
Oh, you can hear me putting my headset on. That's...
Yeah.
Okay. I'm filing restraining order.
And hopefully game capture is back. Yes, it is. I wonder if anyone's done any culture conversions. I'll have a look at that when we get back into the game.
It's probably just Manchu, to be honest.
I wonder if Manchu has. I haven't checked.
Savoy, interestingly, hasn't yet gone... Is it Octinian? They get an event.
Occitan?
Sure, Octinian we go with. Obviously, that would be what lets them form France.
Yeah.
In that war, they only took Namur, they didn't take Remian, Paris, or Orléans, which is all required to become France. I like how I put a fake French accent on whenever I say that.
Manchu culture has spread a tiny bit up into more of the steppe lands, but not really been a huge expansion.
Europe-wise, all the cultures are the same. I think that goes for Middle East, as well as Africa, as well as India. In fact, also Indochina. I genuinely don't think anyone has done culture conversion other than Manchu.
I don't really see anything either, no. All this used to be Prussian, I think, yeah. Has there been an expansion of Latvian culture?
No.
Did Revel and Narwa always used to be Russian?
Mamelm always used to be Lithuanian. What were the other two?
Revel and Narwa, they used to be... I think they should be Livonian culture. Or Latvian culture, even.
Yes, they should be. So TO is culture switching the hard way. No,
Livonian order.
Livonian. To Russian. Makes sense.
I wonder. What's Desmond doing in Iberia? We all wonder that.
As I said from the start, they're going for Russia. It makes sense. Desmond is going to become some disgusting Spain, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I love it, but I don't like it.
Why is the Scottish player not murdered? What? Why has the Scottish player not murdered? Would you mean why is he not dead, or why has he not murdered the Irish player? Well, the Irish player is leaving, and the Scottish player has been saved by the fact that a sub came in and rescued his nation.
He was fine. But yeah.
He had like 1,000 debt, and things were bad, and then he's gained like 3 times the income in like a week.
Describe 1,000 debt as a bad position?
Well, it wasn't great.
Have you played EU4 before?
I have,
1,000 debt
but
is a standard situation.
yes, but he shouldn't have had that much debt at that point, you know.
It's Scotland v England, it's understandable.
Yeah, but he got it in the second war.
Oh.
He was fine after the first war. That went brilliantly.
Okay, maybe that's incompetence. Let's go with that. Wait on Florence, Flanders.
Florence is starting to move into Venice now. I think definitely Savoy's going for France.
Hmm. It makes sense. Like it's
Yeah,
a very like ideas wise, it's what
better.
probably second best in the game.
I'm not sure about that. It's good. It's a very good sort of general all rounder, but there's better nations for specific things.
Give me a nation that beats 20% morale and 5% dis, other than Prussia.
I mean, I like Britain because it does what it does very well. Um, I like Poland as well. Poland has some very good ideas.
That's only okay. Is it 15% inf or is it 10% inf?
For who?
Because it's 15% morale and 5% dis.
For which one?
Is it combat ability for infantry? Is it 10 or
Are
15?
you talking about Poland or England?
Poland.
Poland,
England's not.
Poland has 33% cavalry combat ability.
It has infantry combat ability as well.
Does it?
Yes, I can't remember what it is. Because if it's 15%, it beats France. If it's 10%,
It also,
it's probably uneven.
I think it also has goods produced and other good stuff. It's just a very nice all rounder as well.
Goods produced, I think, is the age ability.
It has that as well, I think.
It's production efficiency, not goods produced, and it's
Fair enough. What else?
10% infantry combat ability, 25% manpower. Oh no, France has French missions. I'll be a sec.
Manchu's quite good for more of a single player thing, but waiting on our hack. It's only been how many years? 46 years? 56 years? No, 46 years, I think. Oh no, I can't do math at all. Just waiting for a very long time for Ark to rejoin. I think something might be wrong with him. Not really much of a change to the HRE map mode. I don't think anyone's doing anything fun with that. Religion, a little bit of Orthodox, a little bit of Protestant. Shia changing around everywhere. Big Shia. Development. Italy, obviously very strong. We've checked culture, no real changes. I don't think people have really... Well, this looks like it's higher than it was, to be honest. I think AQ's been deving some stuff. Big capital malware over here. Ava actually doing quite well deving stuff up.
Yes.
You know you're muted that entire time, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Because I muted myself.
Okay. You came back... It seemed like you came back mid-sentence.
No, I just came back and said yes because I was listening to what you were saying on stream.
Yeah, it's been quite a well, I wouldn't say boring necessarily, but a very slow, very peaceful session so far.
Deathmatch mode isn't the important one. Manpower is.
Well, we didn't have the manpower map. Is there even a manpower map mode in the game?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah. It's like literally to the point that some multiplayer lobbies will define the great powers by manpower, not by dev.
Interesting. Pretty terrain map mode as well. Ooh, pretty. And back to political.
I'll be honest, political's prettier than terrain.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think most people ever use terrain.
Who are we missing?
We're just waiting on our hack to join.
It's literally flan. It's literally the organizer. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately we have to wait for him because he is the game.
I would recommend starting and then letting him not join, because otherwise we're gonna have desync bug.
Maybe.
But that's not our call to make, so let's not give a shit. Who dare?
He's at 64%. It shouldn't take more than like another 5
Oh,
minutes.
he's in the lobby. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So, Pete, which nation would you rather be at the moment?
What out of all the player ones?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Livonian.
Livonia. Interesting.
Russia's too strong.
It's very good, yeah. But
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, do you know about the bug?
The bug.
You know the Cossacks estate?
Didn't I find this bug?
I'm not sure.
Is this the one
Is it
where
the-
you can make the entire nation be Cossacks?
No, it's worse.
Okay, well, you're going to have to
There's
tell
a
me
Cossack.
that later.
So there's a Cossack's privilege which gives 25% manpower from steppes.
Right.
It doesn't. It gives 100%,
Right.
apparently. So you know
Okay.
how all those lovely steppe provinces that Russia has? The Cossacks dev at 10% more expensive rather than 30% more expensive.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's pretty bad.
That trade good-wise all produce food, which means soldiers of households are twice as effective. Plus manpower buildings that give plus 150% manpower.
Hmm. I'm not sure how we deal with that, to be honest, if that's true.
It's technically working as intended,
It's meant to be 25%, not 100%, though.
but it's not an exploit because it's not like you're doing anything. Literally, just the modifier doesn't work as intended.
Yeah. I still feel like that's something we've got to deal with if that's true. We'll look into that. But the thing has been out for so long. It must have been fixed, right?
No,
Right?
no, I've been watching Slavic's videos where it's like Christians versus Muslims. It's very much a current problem. That's why him as Poland into Ruthenia literally can 1v3 against Mamluks into Room.
We should. I'll write this information down.
Yeah, Morocco into Andalusia and someone into Mughals. Chiri. I can't remember what country it was, but like they're all 3 strong tags, and he's just soloing them as Ruthenia, and it's quite funny.
Nearly in. Nearly done.
Honestly, gravity and old people is faster than this.
Gravity and old people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because historically, old people are slow, and gravity is consistently the same.
I'm not going to justify that with a response, I don't think. We'll just leave it there and hope that he joins now so we can change the conversation away from dropping old people.
Ah, speaking of which, to be fair,
Perfect timing, saved. Whew.
if they did get especially old and they were going to die inevitably, if you drop them into a black hole, it does extend their life theoretically infinitely.
This has gone so far from the topic.
Because there's this weird point where like they're moving at such an obscene speed, and the way relativity works, it interacts in a very stupid way. In like they're effectively time locked, accelerating towards a black hole. It's quite funny.
I'm sure.
Maybe not, but interesting.
Oh. Who is actually at war at the moment? Oda is cleaning up his own vassals, it seems. Because he can't form Japan until he actually occupies everything.
Yeah, if I was older, I wouldn't have taken Kyoto by now.
Yeah, I think maybe he did it by mistake.
Because I feel like every war you declare now gives you a -3 stab hit, which isn't fun.
Yeah. He can integrate most of them though.
Oh, we're rehosting.
Okay.
This is why we should start and let people hot join.
Yeah. Sorry about this, guys. Alright, I suppose you better tell us more about relativity.
Oh no, you don't want me to do that.
We don't have any other choice.
I'll be honest, I struggled enough last year when our lecturer. So, special relativity, right? Special talks about spatial coordinates. Now, when you have a lecturer who is from a country that is not England and has significant difficulty in writing a difference between special and spatial, that causes quite a problem. So, special relativity becomes really difficult when you don't know what you're actually talking about because the lecturer doesn't understand the basic concept of language.
Well, yes.
But as a concept, it is really interesting that things just change stupidly when you go really fast.
Things change really weirdly when you go stupidly fast.
Yeah, like
Pete, the science guy.
okay, you know Interstellar, right? When there's a scene, it's like this little maneuver is going to cost us 50 years. That's literally how it works. That's not even a piss take, because
they've got to keep adjusting the watches on the space station because the gravity's slightly different.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Einstein's theory of general relativity, GPS wouldn't work. Within a year, it would put you as 18,000 kilometers further away from where you were than you were meant to be. It changes that that quickly. And if you want a proof of this, all you need is a trade, a light, some geyser, and another geyser.
Alright, explain.
So what you do is you get a train to go past a platform, right? And you have somebody in the train with a light above them. So you know how a train's got a table on it where you're sat at, and if you're sat at one end and the light's above the table, and then you have someone on the platform, and the argument is if you turn the light on, what time does it take for the person who sat down to be illuminated? Now, because the person on the platform is a different distance away, and the speeds work out in a certain way, it should be, if you took absolute time, so you started a 0 time across the whole thing, the person who is sat there being lit up feels like they've been lit up before the person sees they've been lit up. And you end up with this really weird relationship, and I can't explain it without a pen and paper and maths, but basically, you can prove the speed of light is the same regardless of the way you see it from that, using a train.
Using a train.
Yeah.
You can prove it. It's really easy. All you need is a train, 2 people, some lights, and okay, I can't prove it, but a train.
It requires a pen and paper and doing maths. And now I'm not going to explain maths without using a pen and paper, because otherwise you don't know what I'm talking about. It's bollocks.
Okay. Well, luckily the game is back up, so let's go back to the display. Do I cut all this out of the video in the end, or do I just leave it in? Or just a bit of a bonus?
Do you want me to talk about general relativity, which is that bit more difficult? Who wants to learn about matrix algebra?
Boy, you know, the first stream I feel like was a really great success. I'm not feeling that about this one. If you want more of this shite, click follow.
Alternatively, go to Durham University. If you do, go to Collingwood College. It's the best.
All players have arrived and we're back in. Let's see if we can get past the 20th of March.
Brilliant. Oh, what? Who do you seed?
Caraman.
Yep. That's better than anything else.
6 people are watching this and I don't understand why. I genuinely
Yeah,
don't.
Okay, right. While we're talking about Caraman, what is Caraman gonna do?
I don't know.
Because I don't think he's gonna get to form room.
What do you need to form run?
Constantinople.
Ah, right. Of course. But he's allied with those
And
guys.
Erasm, which is AQ, but AQ would sell that happily, surely.
They're not allied, are they?
Are they not?
No.
Oh. If they were, they would. So, I think Caraman could and probably should do.
Go ahead.
Releasing players Ottomans.
Yeah.
Ideas are better. You get the government.
You're not wrong.
You
but
get
I
to
hate
fight an independence
that.
war and you take it. Is that not?
What cause does the Ottomans? The Ottomans doesn't actually have that. Yeah. The thing is, if he did that, he'd lose all of his Caraman land, and I'm worried that AQ would just go, "Oh, I'm going to take that."
They can declare the independence war and take half that at least. And then he's Ottomans. He's got Czechoslovakia, Serbia, Byzantium. If he allies up with AQ, if he works out with them beforehand, although they are a rival. Bam, 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 boom, boom, bam. It's a
What is
genius
going on in the chat here?
5-head play.
I think we lost somebody else. We lost Georgia. No.
Yes, we did.
Oh man. What do we do? What do we do? What do we talk about now?
Quantum physics.
Oh no, God no. Dear God.
France owns Luxembourg.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had the personal union on thingy.
Yes, they got Burgundy, inherited Burgundy by the end of the war, and then Savoy released Burgundy at the end of the war. Yes.
Yep. That's how they got Luxembourg. And 2 of the viewers have gone. I don't blame them.
Need to entice them back with more interesting physics.
Help us, chat. What do you want from us? What can we do?
This sounds like time for a lecture on thermodynamics.
Thermodynamics is fine, isn't it? That's not too bad.
So long as it stays thermodynamics, yes.
Oh no. No.
Once you realise the only way to accurately explain things is statistical physics, then it starts going down this certain bridge or path or railroad.
Explanate.
End up in Brazil.
1 hour of loading, yep. Yeah. This is coming out as a bonus video. Our rambling about whatever this was is just... I can't leave this in.
Do you want me to derive Kepler's laws while we're here?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know Kepler's laws of astro motion?
No.
Come on. He only had 3 laws.
Alright, I tell you what, if you're ranting about the bullshit that you learned in university, I'll tell you about what I learned. And mine is that Doge Dandolo of Venice, after having destroyed the Byzantine Empire, won a bunch of wars, he finally died when his intestines fell into his ballsack. The intestines then strangled his testicles. They got septicemia and he died of the infection.
Honestly, that just sounds like whenever I try and talk to a girl.
I'm sorry, love. My intestines have fallen into my ballsack. It was a condition that I didn't know existed. I went through maybe 2 years of studying this, and then at one point I just read a book and it's like, oh yeah, he died after this happened. I'm like, why has nobody told me this? Why is this not the opening of his life? After everything that's happened, he's a blind man who led a charge against the Byzantine Empire, and he ends it when his testicles get strangled.
It would be really romantic, though.
What?
Like, I've invented a new health condition because I love you so much. Like, come on. How would you not fall for that?
Yeah. This is not legal advice. This is not a dating advice. Don't listen to anything we're saying.
If you're taking dating advice from EU4 players, you've already lost it.
It's true.
Sorry.
True. I wonder if something's wrong with Blep. Maybe that's what's going on.
Are you just saying that because he's Icelandic, or because there's something wrong with him?
Because he's host, so maybe that's why everything's broken. Oh, the guy who just joined just made it in the chat, the chat box of crash and death.
Just don't rise to it. Hope it works.
And play. Come on, this is where the video's going to begin again, and nobody's going to understand why it's all been cut.